Welcome back to the channel, the At the Buzzer crew, back with you guys again. It's Mo Money and G. It's been a minute, G. I'm not used to this. It's opening night. We're supposed to do two post games. We'll see how long this one goes. We might miss the first quarter of the next game, but I got a lot to say and not a lot of time to say it.
Yeah, let's get right to the feels. What's your first feelings, impressions? They came out swinging. I thought the NBA was on fire for 3 minutes there. It was like, man,
for the
every,
first for the first 6 minutes of that first quarter, I was like, "This is gonna be a dandy of a game."
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
and you know what? You know what flipped it for me was there was a play in that first quarter where AD was looking to make a pass, and he didn't throw it to anybody in particular, and he just threw it in the middle, and Denver just scooped it up and said thank you. And from that point forward, it really seemed like the Lakers had lost their momentum and their mojo.
Yeah, yeah. Can you pick? Would you say that's the exact moment where it revealed itself to them that they didn't know what they were doing or something? Like, because it seemed like they just all were like, "Oh yeah, we don't know." It seemed-
It was it was the Jack moment where
Mm,
you're stuck 4 or 5, and there's just a play where Jack goes, "The Raptors are done tonight," and it can come in the first quarter, it can come in the third quarter, it can come in the fourth quarter. But for me that AD turn because it was lazy, it was unforced and unnecessary. And there was another play where the Lakers, I believe it was Austin Reeves, got a steal, and he threw it to one of his teammates, and his teammate just hurled it down the floor and gave it right back to Denver. And I was like, what's happening here? We're not even hanging on to the ball we have. Never mind
mm-hmm.
any forward momentum. And then I got to bring this up because LeBron says he doesn't flop. The play in the second, I believe it was the second quarter. It might have been the first, but he was on a closeout in in the corner, which looked pretty solid defensively until he decided to flop 5 feet backwards and give up an open 3 point shot.
Yeah.
And you and I were texting back and forth during this game, and it's just you could I bet you could feel the frustration that I had coming off of this game.
Oh yeah. Like how could you not as a Lakers fan? I mean, you wanted the smoke, you know, deservedly so in terms of like, give some respect to the Lakers franchise. They come out with two of the greatest players on earth getting unanimous around the sort of talk of being a championship favorite. And I mean, does the Emperor have any clothes? Like at this moment, no. Like, and I think it was revealed to everybody that you got to have a team. Like, you have to have conscious human beings on the floor with you that cannot make a mistake every other play because that does deflate it. And you can just feel the frustration kicking in. You can feel fans kind of, while it being in Denver, you could feel the overwhelming energy of just no Lakers fight, and I think it
No,
comes down
and
to
Lakers did fight for that first 6 minutes. Teron Prince hit a couple of threes. AD went up, got a couple of rebounds, couple of putbacks. Austin Reeves looked solid for
mm-hmm,
about 6 minutes.
mm-hmm.
And that other 42 minutes, I don't know what happened. And then the funniest part to me was Charles Barkley's. You know what impressed me in that first half? The Lakers. Tell me, Chuck, what impressed you, Chuck? Because I didn't see it, Chuck.
Oh man, exactly. All I saw was the same. The only thing that they have working for them is LeBron being a locomotive that's unstoppable in terms of the Giannis level. Give me the ball, almost direct shot to the hoop. You can't stop him. So you always have that in the chamber, but his body is going to be tired by game 11 at this rate. Like his team was
Don't, don't
non-existent.
don't forget to like and subscribe. And I don't know how LeBron could be tired. He only played 28 minutes tonight, at most.
He was the only one that
I
really
mean
played, though, right?
that's a
Like,
far cry from that's a far cry from 38 that he usually has to play.
yeah,
And by that logic, I'm going to be honest. He should have played 38 tonight. It would have been a closer game. Because every time the Lakers got close, they took LeBron out, and
and that
then they go right back down to 10 or 12.
reality comes knocking at the door, which is like, you can't outrun time. You can't outrun a bad idea, which is to put all your eggs in the basket of a 39-year-old man and street clothes. Because you put all your eggs in one basket and there's two, compartments in the basket. But geez, what a flimsy basket.
That works if AD has a game. That doesn't work if AD shows up like he did tonight.
Which, yeah, it just goes to the resilience, I think, of when things get tough. Like when the other team knocks you in the face a few times. I don't know if you're watching MMA this weekend here. There was a guy that was just, eating shots for the entire thing. I can't remember his name now, but the ability to sort of take the shots and return and return and return. It's that, I don't know, X factor that you see in Jamal Murray and you see in these Nuggets things. When things were getting a little shaky, they always came back and just showed
Well,
resilience.
there was a moment too in the fourth quarter, even when the Lakers were down three. And most people would look at that 13-0 run and say, Mo, there's positives. You got a 13-0 run out of it. And then, but it came down the floor. Three ball goes in. All of a sudden, we're down 13. You can't, you can't not, you can't not play against the world champions. And that's what happened tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, AD and LeBron, I think, gave you what the best as you're gonna get. Like they tried their best, and that's as
No,
like
they didn't. No, they didn't. They did
I
not.
know. I
LeBron showed up to play. AD did not.
I think that's all you're gonna get out of AD is the thing. Like that's his max right now. He doesn't want to try harder. He's not going to try harder. That's his max.
That's not his. That's what makes. Before I get into this, like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content, because whatever. Because I'm the worst self promoter in the world. That is not AD's max. It is not. And for you to sit there, for you
But
to
you
sit
know
there
what I
and tell me
mean?
that that is the best AD we're gonna see all season,
It's the best he
that's
will
not
offer.
gonna happen.
It's the best he's going to offer. Let's say that. Like he's capable of more, yes, but will he offer it? If you're not going to offer it on the first day, you're not going to offer it on the last. And that's the story when they got swept. It's like I don't see him being the dude that cares enough throughout the whole season. He showed up when it did, like when it mattered most, in a way that was not even at an all-star level play. Like he didn't score a point in the second half. And you're supposed to be one of the top three players in the world.
No,
And
no, that's what makes Laker fans upset because we know he can be a top
exactly.
three player in the world.
So why would you expect him to do any better than the opening night? Literally healthy as you're going to get, as rested as you're going to get, as prepared as you're going to be, and you do that.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I
I would
think
hope not, but
here's my argument when it comes here's my argument when it comes to that. I've heard AD from his own lips say, or I've heard other reports say that he doesn't touch a ball for the first month of the season. I think AD's problem is he's got to play himself into shape. But the problem with that is he gets hurt so often, we never get to see AD at his full potential. So you tell me, how do you expect more? I think AD's got to play himself into shape. That's what I believe.
He's going with a system that has not worked. It's like that old thing of like the definition of insanity is like you keep doing the
And he
thing that's
does it
not
every
working and
year.
expecting it to work. The only reason it worked in the bubble was because it was in a bubble. Like, call it what you want. That's a unique circumstance. Maybe it was more impressive. Maybe it was less, but it's a unique circumstance. So for him
I
to
don't think
follow,
so. I don't think it's more impressive. Everybody had to deal with it.
yeah,
Everybody was on a level playing field.
yeah, I think it was just a weird one in so many ways that can't even necessarily get too into. But for Davis to think that he could do the same thing he did last year, do it this year, and for something to be different is like the same thing we've all done in some point of our lives where we're like, oh man, why am I doing this again? And he's put himself in that situation, and he's put Lakers fans in that situation because Jokic came to play. He stayed ready, and he's the champ.
Oh, I was gonna get into the Denver thing because Jokic was ready, Jamal was ready. They were beating up poor Jamal, trying to get him
Man,
out of the game.
and he didn't
But
flinch. He didn't flinch, right? Like he's like, bring it on. He would be doing MMA right now, right? He said, they said.
and there was another play. I don't even know if it was Jamal, but it might have been. It might have been. I don't think it was. But there was a play where one Denver Nugget beat three Laker defenders and got a hoop, and I was just like, yeah, it's gonna be that kind of night. Like I
Aaron
don't want to.
Gordon.
I know we've spent most of this quick hit here bashing on the Lakers, but give the champs their credit. They came to play. They're the better team.
Man, I
Um,
I bet you
we're
the
not gonna
Philadelphia.
survive. We're not gonna survive too many nights like this as a Laker fan. But I have you on this at the buzzer quick hit. I think is what we're calling them.
Yeah, I like it.
Uh, what do you think of what do you think of my dumpster fire call in the preseason podcast?
Man, I'm looking at their roster right now, and it's a sign of your true basketball. I don't know, integrity, that you're willing to call something as you see it, despite being a fan of the team. Because everybody else is blowing the smoke right up in everybody's face that here's the third best player on the roster, D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, Austin Reeves, Gabe Vincent, Jared Vanderbilt, Torian Prince. That's a
Torian
dumpster
Prince might
fire.
Torian Prince might have been our third best player tonight.
Yeah, and that's just not going to be an every night thing, just like it wasn't for Hachimura, that playoff stint. It's like guys can buy in for a little bit, but it's so rare to see a guy buy in for a season. And in Denver, you have guys that have bought into a decade. Aaron Gordon, Jamal, they've bought into a family thing. Whereas LeBron and AD are just working with some hired guns, and man, they look like the Expendables, like the fucking Expendables 3, the one that like straight to DVD. Rui Hachimura, Austin Reeves was being eaten alive by Murray on the like. My dad was texting me there. It's like, just watch how
And
they seek Austin Reeves in that second half and destroy. It was just find him, Jamal, attack, attack,
and
attack.
and here's the thing. You're gonna get honest Laker takes from me all year. You can get honest basketball takes from me all year. I might be wrong on a few of them, but they'll be honest. And as far as the Lakers dropping to 0-1, I don't know who's next on the schedule, but we can't play like this.
I mean, yeah, who's going to step up? Who's going to show LeBron that they've got his back? Like,
But see, that's the other problem the Lakers have. See, when we started this whole thing, we said, I got your back, you got my back.
mm-hmm,
And we've proven that time and time again.
mm-hmm,
LeBron has proven that he'll throw everybody under the bus. So why would you have LeBron's back?
that's it. That's it. There's no actual like team synergy, buy-in, relationship there. It's like it's
Look,
just
look at the
transactional.
look at the difference. Remember the interview last year
Mhm.
when they asked Jokic who gets the final shot. He's like Jamal. It's Jamal. Jamal's our guy. He's the best player on the team. Never mind the fact that I'm league MVP.
Twice
Jamal's
over.
taking a shot.
Yeah,
Huh? You
yeah,
see the
twice over.
you see the difference in philosophy?
Yeah, and it's I think it's the winning one, and I think it's going to be proven to be again. Like you called it.
I based on what I saw tonight, we might be looking down the barrel of a repeat.
I'm thinking so because they looked well oiled. They had some nice new pieces that are looking like they're willing to fit into the spots that they need to. There's some kinks to work out through that, but they looked good. They looked young. They looked fresh. They look, they look
By the
like
way,
champions.
just for the YouTube people, this is not my house. I just didn't want to put a thumbnail in the background. So there you
Hey,
go.
what do they say? Dress for the job you want. Thumbnail the life. Thumbnail the life you need. Yeah. There's
No,
some nice.
all
Go ahead.
credit to the Nuggets. They deserve to win tonight. And when it got to about 6 or 7, I was like, imagine the outrage if the Lakers come back and steal this one. I almost texted you that in the third quarter, but I was like, no, because I didn't believe it when I wrote it, so I wasn't gonna send it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I didn't believe at any point, even though there was a shaky moment where it's down to 5, right? And I was like, oh,
Got to three.
down to 3 even. Wow. See, even at that point, I was just like, okay, there's something going on that was a series of little like fortunate,
Okay,
unfortunate events
okay,
because the whole
but
energy was dominant, right?
here's the part that disappoints me about the Lakers, and we're going long on this quick hit already, as I knew we would, because we like talking ball. But
Hey,
here's
yeah,
what disappoints me already. The Lakers would get close and they'd take out LeBron. You take out LeBron if you're down 12. You're not taking out LeBron if you're down 3. I'm sorry. That's just how it goes.
do
You
you think
play to
that's a
win the game.
Ooh, Steph Curry is out and hit the first 3 of Golden State there. Uh, do you think that's a
Here we
fatigue
go
thing,
with
LeBron?
here we go with the live play-by-play.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, this is speaking of teams that need chemistry. There's the Phoenix Suns.
exactly. And eventually somebody has to buy into a full season of being a role player. And so rarely does that work out for teams because you have leaders that are more interested in being business leaders than team leaders, right? They've got competing interests, the bigger the stardom. So to keep your eye on the ball of winning a championship, it takes a particular type. And I think it's a Steph Curry, LeBron when he wants to be, Jokic, Murray, Kawhi when he wants to be. There's a few guys that can keep that sort of leadership on point and people will rally around them. But it's not many dudes that can keep that going the whole season and have a team that rallies behind them the whole season, right? Like, it's not going to go well, I don't think, for the Lakers unless they all buy into that. Like, we're in for this whole thing, no matter what you need, we'll do it. But I didn't see any of that from that squad.
We'll have to see
Breathe.
what happens.
Yeah, yeah.
Are we ready to wrap up this first quick hit?
Hey man, I think so. I think so. Enjoy it and be able to enjoy some of this doubleheader of opening night basketball. Um,
All right, are we coming back for game 2?
I think so. I think so. If you're still up, if it doesn't end up
You're
in a
not you're
blowout,
not too groggy tonight, are you?
no, I'm sharpened the sword. I'm ready to go for however long we
Oh no,
need.
I got the game on in the background.
Perfect.
So 4G, this is Mo Money. And as I always say, until next time, may your ego come from a place that keeps you humble. And we're really close to 100 subscribers. We're at 95 right now. So hit the
Ooh,
subscribe button and we'll catch you after the game, too.
yo.
I'll see you soon. G.
See you soon, man.